Hey, welcome back. Today I want to show you how to create a virtual machine outside a US region. Now, there are a couple of reasons you may want to do something like this. Normally, it's where you want to test access to some resource outside of the, like I said, US, United States region. So it could be anywhere in Europe, someplace in Asia. And today I'm going to show you how to create the virtual machine from one of the Asian regions. So after you've logged in the top right corner, you should see something that looks like the first image where it says in Virginia, that's Northern Virginia. In the second image, you want to switch it to Seoul. Here you can see that the current region is Asia Pacific, Seoul. Under server itself, it shows the same thing, region, Asian Pacific. On the instances page, you want to click Launch Instances. Here you need to give the instance a name. And then in the section that says Application and OS Images, select Ubuntu. That's what I'm doing, but it could be one of the others that you can see below. It might be Windows. For the Amazon machine image, I selected Ubuntu Server 22.04. And notice that it says it's free tier eligible. So if you've created your account and you're using it within the first year, then this shouldn't cost you anything. Down under instance type, select T2 Micro. That's also free tier eligible. And you can see where it says that you'll get one virtual CPU, 1 GB of RAM. Scrolling down further, you have the key pair for login. Now, this will create an encrypted file that you will need to upload whenever you connect to your instance, and the file is decrypted to generate a password. I'm not going to show you in this tutorial, but in another tutorial I may. So for the key pair name, just give it any name and select create new key pair. I'm sorry, this is where you would give it a name. So at the top it says, we notice that you didn't select a key pair, that's fine. Come down to key pair name, enter the name. And I want to bring your attention to the bottom where it says, when prompted, store the private key in a secure and accessible location on your computer. So pick some place on your hard drive, and when you click create key pair, it's going to prompt you to save a .pem file. So here's a picture showing what it looks like on my machine. I just named it ubuntu.pem. Okay, scrolling down to network settings. Ensure that auto assign public IP is enabled. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect to the instance. Under firewall security groups, ensure that allow SSH traffic from anywhere is selected. If you come down to the bottom, it tells you that rules with source of 0.0.0.0/0 allow all IP addresses to your instance. And they recommend that you change the security group to allow only a list of known IP addresses, which is called whitelisting. So in this case, we want to leave it the way it is, wide open, so that it'll make it easier for you to connect to your instance to make sure it works. And later on, you can always come back and change the security group to whitelist one or maybe a couple of IP addresses. On this page under firewall security groups, I also want you, in addition to selecting allow SSH traffic from anywhere, I also want you to check allow HTTPS traffic and allow HTTP traffic. Like I said, we're just covering all bases to make sure that you can connect to the instance. And over on the right, you can see a summary, basically what you're going to get when you launch the instance. So it shows number of instances, which is 1. The software image is Ubuntu. Virtual server type is t2.micro. Firewall is telling you that it's going to create a new security group. And for storage, you get 1 volume or drive, which is 8 gigabytes. Click Launch Instance. Here you can see that the instance is being launched. This page tells you that the instance was successfully initiated or launched. Back on the instances page, you can see that the instance is currently running under the at the top under the instance state column. It shows running, and under availability zone, it shows AP-Northeast-2C. That's the name of the Seoul region, one of the availability zones in that region. So if you come down to the instance details, you can see that it did assign a public IP address. I have it, I'm not showing it here, but that's what you would use to connect to the instance, along with the PIM file. Okay, so here on the instances page, make sure you have your instance selected, checked on that row, and then click Connect. And here you can see that there are different ways that you can connect. That you have basically 4. The first one highlighted is EC2 Instance Connect. You also have Session Manager, SSH Client, which is probably what most people would use on a regular basis. And then under connection type, you have connect using an EC2 instance. Using EC2 Instance Connect, that's what we want selected. Once again, the public address is shown. Username. Now, here it will display a default username. That's what you would use to change, well, to either use as the instance name, username, or change it to the username if it defaults to something else. Click Connect. And connecting this way will allow you to connect to your instance from the browser. So here you can see that it says welcome to Ubuntu 22.04. That was the image that we selected, that I selected. It'll show you some other information, that IP address, and in order to to actually test whether this is coming from another region like Seoul, you could probably do a ping or with one of the switches, and it would show you. Or you could do a whois, but in this case, I'm not showing you that. Okay, on this page at the top, this is important. When you're done with the instance, you want to stop it. So make sure it's selected, and then under Instance State, that drop-down menu, click Stop Instance. And then once the instance is stopped, go back to Instance State, that drop-down list, and click Terminate Instance. It will prompt you and tell you that basically when you terminate the instance, it's going to also delete the drive. So anything that you have there will be lost. So make sure that's what you want to do before you do it. But you at least want to stop the instance because you get charged hourly. In this case, a T2 Micro is one of the close to the smallest. I think T2 Nano is the smallest. So it's it's going to cost you a few cents per hour, but as long as it's running, you're going to be charged. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you in this tutorial. See you next time.